And now sports with Chris Duerr from the Little Jess Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram Sports Desk.
Well, after a pair of losses this weekend in the conference crossover series, new Quincy University skipper Brad Hoyt finally got the chance to make use of his new home, his new digs with his new team. Quincy University making the home debut tonight against Hannibal LaGrange. And you know what? The Hawks found the Trojans. Pretty thorny opponent tonight. Early on, good start for Brad Hoyt's team. Mason Wiak right here starting things off with the first home bucket of the season on the back down hook move. We're not done yet. How about this guy, Cameron Kincaid? And when his dishes get dirty, he uses Kincaid. Good stuff from him. Hawks in transition, broken up here by Josh Talton, former John Wood star, former Monroe City star, going to kick it ahead right here and hook up with Braylon Diggs, who converts at the other end. And yeah, HLG was here to fight. How about a little Ethan Brown right here working inside for the and one? He is not done. He would do this exact same move and come up with this exact same exchange, the bucket and the Band-Aid on back-to-back possessions here as the Hawks tried to get something going. Mr. Brown with 16 points tonight. A little bit later, it's Anthony McGee time. Lighten up at the top of the key, just inside the arc for 2 more points. Here comes Joshua Talton. He had himself a night tonight, leading all scorers with 19 points and doing this against his former junior college head coach, Brad Hoyt, who he played for at John Wood. Again, Talton letting fly in this one. His team actually up 1 at this point. Here comes more from the Hawks. Is from the outside. A little three-point action and then a little Mason Wiak yet again, this time with the and one move as the Hawks eventually pull away in the second half of this contest. They end up winning tonight 75-61 thanks to a big second half, up just 4 at the break, but blew things wide open. Nice win, the first in his career for Brad Hoyt. Well, he is a head football coach with a job to do on Saturday and an eye on leading his team to the grandest prize in all of IHSA 7A football. But at heart, Rick Little is also someone who just flat out loves the game. And the fact that his Quincy High squad is now to the point and now to the caliber that has earned the opportunity in November to battle the St. Rita's of the world at the top of the football food chain is not lost on the man.
When you venture into the postseason, you get deep and you play these teams, like you do get a history lesson, and these guys have a lot of that, and so that's really cool too. Obviously, we know the Chicago Catholic League and all it is, and it's amazing, outstanding, talent-laden. I mean, it's all that. That's not something we just are stumbling into this. We know and understand the situation. We talked to our guys a lot about, creating a legacy, and making teams after us chase us and make it really hard on them and taking the next step. And that's something that's how great programs are built. That's how St. Rita was built and Mount Carmel's of the world. So, yeah, we want to continue just to do that. And we got a great opponent and obviously a daunting challenge in front of us.
But one in St. Rita for which the Blue Devils seem well constructed. The Mustangs' offensive duality is certainly a strength, as they are viable through the air with a quarterback who has set a single-season program record in touchdown passes this fall, as well as possessing a workhorse running back, which puts a special emphasis this week on Quincy High secondary to be all things to everyone.
We also, not only can we play coverage defense, we can also come down on the run and help our linebackers, our linemen, and I'm sure they get there first, but we're just like a cleanup crew.
You speak defenses specifically, obviously the 3 different levels, D-line, linebackers, DBs, we feel like we're tremendously blessed there. And like you said it, like our ability to come up and run support and to be physical and, fly the football just like they do. That's something that we really like about our defense and feel like it gives us, obviously, an advantage.
I would say there's still obviously a few mistakes, but I would say this is the best we've been playing, actually.
And while St. Rita offers high-caliber defensive talent, including a future Western Illinois Leatherneck on their defensive line, Rick Little knows his own record-setting offensive assets are not just special by any comparison, but maybe more importantly this week, more equal to the scale of the moment than any Blue Devil players in program history.
They're outstanding. I mean, they're going to do a great job of running the football and being physical, and they're a joy to watch on film, because they get after it. And so that's something that we found out even from a year ago, the ability to get a pass rush, to disrupt timing with our receivers, fly to the football. That's something that they check check all those boxes. So we'll certainly have to be ready. But we also feel like, through this, I told the guys today, this will be these seniors, their 8th playoff game. We want to make it 9th and 10th and all that. But that you start getting into that, what that means is you've played a lot of football. What that means is you've been there and done that and played against teams that are like this. So, we have that on our side, and certainly we know we'll need it on Saturday.
I mean, you can put us up against anybody and we'll still have a good game. Like, we want to put our best show on for every single game. Our wide receivers is a strong suit. We got long, good wide receivers that can go and get a first down. We got everything.
This team, though, I think if you just got to look at it from a year ago. We're saying these things, Chris. You're talking about these D1 kids, this guy, that guy. We're in the same situation against the Wheaton North, and kids that are playing on the Big Ten network now, and our guys passed that test. And that's something that I know every year is different, but I think when you start doing that, you start, getting into those situations. I think to revert back to what you've done makes a lot of sense, and these guys have done that. So it's something we'll continue to work on, and again, hopefully, score one more point than them on Saturday.
Not to mention, uniquely incentivized by what likely comes next with a victory on Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been thinking about it since the beginning of the year. I just want another opportunity to show what I got and have our team prove what they can do too. Mount Carmel was our only challenge that we had since the last 2 years. And, I just want another re-go at that.
And I promise you tomorrow morning, if you are a football fanatic, there will be a new edition of Duerrisms online at KHQA.com.